What is up, people, and welcome back to Rags to Riches 3, the series where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2009 and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2017. We're here at the European Grand Prix for round 11 of this 2009 season, and if you have missed any of the previous episodes, go catch up with the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screen. You will find all the episodes there, and there will also be a link down in the description for you guys to go catch up with as well. But coming off the back now of what has been some of the worst races I've ever done on this channel in a row. I mean, 4 races in a row where we've been running in a pretty decent position. Okay, Britain, you can maybe leave out of that situation. I think if we had a perfect race, we would have got maybe about 1 point. Would have got 8th position, 1 point in that race. But Turkey should have got points there. Should have got 4th place. Germany should have got on the podium. Hungary should have maybe even got the race winning that one. And all of those races, we've thrown it away and got absolutely nothing from them. So that needs to stop now. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop throwing away races and need to start to get some decent results. But here we go. Looking at the inbox, going into today's race. And we've got a race preview. So, fight first. BabyGunsGullis has driven well up to this point, and we'll be hoping to clinch a victory at Valencia. With the Toro Rosso's driver's current level of performance, that is as likely a scenario as any. That's the same email that we got at the Hungarian Grand Prix anyway. I mean, just look at that. Exactly the same email. And I think it's the same email as we've had recently as well. I can't remember which race it was, but we got that email a couple of times already in this series. But that is it at the moment. Looking at the standings, though, still in P7, which is a Toro Rosso seat for F1 2017. But if we get up into P4 or 6, that'll be a Sauber seat for next season. Got there in the end. And if we get between 2nd and 3rd, that'll be Force India. I think it could be quite difficult to get any of those positions, but 1 race win and we are straight back in there. So we need to be consistent and we need to be clean. Can't keep having these mistakes and getting these penalties which ruin our race. So here we go into the next session. It is, of course, the European Grand Prix, one of my favourite circuits of all time. And let's hope to get a good result in the one-shot qualifying. Oh, why is it raining? I don't like it when it rains. We've never done well in the rain on any circuit, so this is surely not going to change things. Anyway, down and towards turn 1 and into the very tricky turn 2. I think you have to brake early into this corner, which we do. There we go, braking early in towards turn 2 and getting it nice and tidy into turn 3. Everything looks so far so good at the moment. Just need to make sure we keep it this way. Don't make any stupid mistakes and try and get into Q2. Okay, into the final sector now. We're currently about 5 tenths up on the previous best lap time. Need to make sure we hook this up perfectly, though, through the final sector. Looks very good at the moment. This is going to be the tricky part, down and towards this hairpin. This is always a very tricky corner because you've got to brake, then brake again, make it for the hairpin, which we have seemed to do. Down towards the line now. What is the lap time going to be good enough for? It's not going to beat Mark Webber's time. It's a 1:43.6. Will that get us through into Q2, though? I'm not too sure. We're just going to have to wait and see. But it's very tense at the moment. Oh, no. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough at the end of the day. Down in P17. And we are out of the qualifying session. That's annoying. That is very annoying. Timo Glock goes out as well. So does Nakajima, PK, and Sittel. But we are going to be starting today's race right down at the back of the field. So it's going to be a case of another, you know, sort of last to question mark challenge. Okay, we're not quite technically last, but we might as well be down in P17. So that is really, really disappointing. And it's most likely going to be raining in the race as well. Nevertheless, we're going to go for the 2-stop strategy anyway. It's always the best way to go, especially with the tyre wear on this game. So that's what we're going to do. But what can we do from 17th on the grid? Let's find out as we head over to the race. It's race day here at the Valencian street circuit for the European Grand Prix, and we're starting way down the field in 17th position. But it just means we're going to have a bit of fun, work our way through the field and try and get a good result here today. Hopefully we can do so, not be too aggressive at the start of the race to get ourselves a penalty or something like that. We just want to get points. That's all we want to do today, is get into the points. As we get going here at the European Grand Prix, it's lights out and away we go. Not a good start there for the Force India driver. Going to get past all of these guys, get past the Ferrari as well of Kimi Räikkönen. Try not to go into the back of my teammate of Sebastian Bourdais. Let's see what we can do up the inside in towards turn 2. We're just going to slot in by the Ferrari there, Felipe Massa. He might be up the inside of us, so we have to give him room. And there we go. Up into the points already off the start of that race. What a start it has been so far at the Valencian street circuit. Up into P8 at the moment, and now trying to hunt down Fernando Alonso for P7. Can we do so? I feel like we're going to be a little bit too far back to do anything at the moment. We're just going to have to hold off for now and see what we can do later on in the race. A few collisions I could hear behind us. We go on the exit of the swing bridge now. And yeah, just a little bit too far behind Fernando Alonso to go for a move right now. But we'll see what we can do later on in the race. Oh, looks like there's a driver already into the pit lane. It's Jarno Trulli making a very early pit stop here on the first lap of the Grand Prix. I'm still quite a bit behind Fernando Alonso at the moment. Really struggling to catch up to the Renault man right now. But I reckon I can get to him within the next couple of laps. I do feel like I am quicker than him. And there is a lot of traffic ahead of him. So if we catch up to him, no doubt we will catch up to the others as well. Oh, collision between the Brawn and the Renault there. They're both going slowly. We're going to try and get them both round the outside of this corner using all of my curves side by side with Fernando Alonso all the way down this straight. I've got Alonso. I've got that Brawn as well. I'm not too sure whether it's Button or Barrichello, but I think I've got the job done on both of them. No, I haven't. Fernando Alonso still there up the inside now of Alonso. And is that job done? I don't think so. I think he's still on the left-hand side. Come on, there we go. Job done now on Fernando Alonso. Surely, yes it is. Up into P5. Those two made a critical error, crashing into each other. I seized the opportunity, and I've now moved up into P5, looking at whether I can get Lewis Hamilton or not in this race. Into the hairpin, a little bit of contact behind me, but no damage to my car. Okay, we are slowly catching up to Lewis Hamilton and the leaders as two of them come into the pits on lap 3 there. So Barrichello and Lewis Hamilton are definitely going for that two-stop strategy. We're coming into the pits on this lap now, as I'm guessing we're behind both Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber, the two Red Bull drivers currently leading a 1-2 right now. We are quicker than both those guys. Don't know whether we're quicker than them on raw pace or whether that's just because they are too busy battling each other right now. But either way, we are gaining on the two leaders. We just need a quick in-lap, a quick out-lap, and that will determine whether we could be on for a podium here or not. Okay, I'm not too sure whether that means we've got engine problems or not, but if you can look on the left-hand side of your screens, there's a little, I don't know whether that's gearbox or something, but it's orange at the moment, which means there's definitely a problem with the car somewhere. So I'm not too sure whether that's engine and we're lacking in straight line speed. I mean, we have lost the back of those two Red Bull cars massively in this race as we come into the pit lane. And yes, we've got an engine problem in the race. That is not good. That is not good. The car is smoking massively right now. And I don't know whether that's because one of the drivers, like Felipe Massa or that Williams of Nico Rosberg, went into the back of me, into one of the corners. But our car is smoking quite a lot at the moment as we come into the pit stop done, sorry. And there we go, away, a 13-second stop coming up behind both Nico Rosberg and Felipe Massa. I feel like this could cost us in this race. This engine problem could definitely cost us at this European Grand Prix. And I'm not too sure whereabouts the pit lane exit thing line wants to go. But we managed to get through okay. And we're now out in P16. But I think our straight line speed is definitely lacking here today. That is going to be a real issue. So once again, we could be on for a really good result. And yet, there's been an issue. Okay, this one isn't my fault. We've got an engine problem. And that's, look how slow we are. 140 miles an hour. We are so slow out on track. I don't know whether there is any point in me carrying on right now. But we're just going to, you know, just try and get the car home and see what we can do. But it's not looking good right now. This is so slow right now. There's a lot of drivers into the pits anyway. So that means that we will gain some positions. But I still don't think it's going to put us anywhere near the points right now. This engine problem is costing us a lot of time. We're so slow in a straight line at the moment. So goddamn slow. Look at that. What on earth has happened there? The Force India's gone straight into the wall. A Williams darted up my inside because I'm just so slow at the moment. And he went straight into the barrier as well. I mean, there was nothing I could do. I just saw Nakajima come flying out of nowhere, which is no surprise from his driving. You know, he is terrible in this game, as we've seen so far this series. But, yeah, this engine problem, it's killed my race. It has killed my race. What am I to do? What can I do at the moment? I can't do anything. I have no straight line speed. Look, coming out this corner, I don't even think we'll get up to top gear. We're using all of our curves at the moment, and there's just no pace in the car. Nakajima is just going to fly past me. He is just going to fly past me. Not even in 7th gear at the end of this straight. Wow, that is a lot of time missed out. That is a lot of time missed out. We're done. This race is over. Okay, more drivers currently in the pits at the moment. So that means we are going to move up a few more positions in this race. Up into, I think, P11 at the moment. No, P10. So we are into the top 10, even with this engine problem. But I still don't think it's going to do much for our own race. I mean, at the moment, unless the drivers keep driving into the wall as they exit the pits. If they're doing that, then that could actually really benefit us. Because if they have to keep on coming to the pits every single lap because of front wing damage, we could actually get in the points. So we're not going to retire. We're going to keep on going even with this engine failure. And we're going to see what we can do. But this actually could be good news for us. We're gaining on Kimi Räikkönen even with an engine problem. Even though I'm so slow out of corners. I mean, you get on the throttle and it just takes an absolute age before you even get up to a good top speed. I think my own car at home is quicker than this Toro Rosso at the moment. It's so goddamn slow. We're catching Räikkönen, but I think that's only because he has got front wing damage. We also have to make a pit stop in this race, but if they have to keep on making pit stops, then maybe, just maybe, we have a chance. I love how Räikkönen having no front wing at the moment is just as bad as me with my engine problem. My engine issues are really hurting me at the moment. But Räikkönen into the pit lane once again, even though he just pitted on the previous lap. We got more drivers into the pits as well, I believe. So is that going to put me up into the points? I'm not too sure. Is that Hamilton into the pits or not? We're going to have to wait and see. But apparently we're lapping fast. Okay, no, Hamilton isn't into the pits at the moment. But if any of those drivers hit the wall coming out of the pit lane, then that could be some serious issues for those guys. We're just on the edge of the points. We just need one person to have an issue, and we're up into P8, and we've got a point in this race. Even with this engine failure, which is costing me so much time at the moment. It's like I'm out for a nice Sunday drive at the moment. Like, my car's not fast. It's very easy to get through these corners at the moment. Jenson Button is closing up so much on me at the moment, down towards this hairpin. But look, it's just so easy to get through these corners. My car doesn't accelerate very well. And there we go. Nice and tidy. Just keeping it nice and smooth at the moment. And like, what on earth is going on? Jenson Button, will he go for an overtake in towards the final couple of corners? I don't think so. He is right on my tail, but it's just going to be a case of trying to defend against the Brawn GP driver. As there's more drivers into the pits. So that's going to push us up into the points. And there we go, hopefully. Up into the points for this. There we go. Up into P8. Hamilton into the pits. And we are pushing like hell to try and keep this position. Because all these drivers keep on going into the wall. Button looks like he's coming to the pits as well. Our engine's still smoking. But if we get points out of today's race, then that is absolutely incredible. What on earth is going on in this game? The AI are just so bad. My top speed at the moment is just over 175 miles an hour. I think it's either just about 175 miles an hour or something around there. But that's just not good enough. A car that should be able to do 200 easily. And it can't even do 175 right now. I can't even remember what my average lap time is at the moment. I'm sure we will check it later on in the race. But we're definitely getting closed in on by Felipe Massa. Whether he has to make a pit stop or not, we're not too sure. We have to make a pit stop, though, on this lap. So we're not too sure whereabouts we are going to come out. Of course, we are going to be very, very slow. But if the AI keep on driving into the wall at the exit of the pit lane, then, well, you know, it writes itself. We're going to get past them, hopefully, and get back up into a good position. Here we go then, into the pits for our second pit stop in this race. Okay, we cut that corner just a little bit. Massa has not hit that wall, so we're going to be down a few positions. We just have to wait and see what everybody does. I'm not too sure whereabouts this is going to put us onto the soft tyres. We've still got the engine problems. The fuel is going in. It should come out after this driver comes into pits. Lewis Hamilton needs a new front wing, so he's done it again. Gone into the pit wall exit, and it's a 14-second stop for us. Lewis Hamilton's going to get a new front wing, and he's going to come out of the pit lane. We're going to come out in P12 at the moment, just behind Jenson Button and Nakajima out of the pit lane. And there we go. Nice and tidy. Let's not go into the wall. Oh my god, a Force India's come out of nowhere and driven into the side of me. Thank you very much for that. But coming out of the pits in P13, somehow we're still in an okay position. Okay, it's not any points, but it's not too bad. And if any drivers go into that wall, well, then it's going to cost them big time, and we're going to move up a few positions. Right, let's see then what my top speed is down this straight. I think I'm going to get overtaken now by these Force India drivers. Surely they're going to go for the overtake. We're just going to hug the racing line. They may go for a dive up the inside or something. I'm not too sure. No, they don't. Okay, so they don't go for the dive up the inside, and we still hold on to P13. Nakajima driving away ahead of us at the moment, or do not want to go into that barrier on the right-hand side. But this could be good. If they have to come into the pits, then we could get into the points. But it's just ifs and buts at the moment. We can't do anything. It's out of our hands. As there we go. Fisichella flies up the right-hand side. Oh, okay. Sutil wants to join him as well. There you go, mate. You might as well go for the overtake. He's going to go for it. I'm not too sure. I think he's still on my right-hand side. Is he? No, he's not. Okay, we've got the job done on Adrian Sutil. Unfortunately, losing out there to Fisichella. So he moves up into P13. We're down into P14. As it looks like Fisichella is coming into the pits. So Fisichella into the pits. And he is the only driver to do so. So we're going to move up into P13 once more. And at the moment, we're setting about 150 lap times. That is terrible. Absolutely terrible. From setting a best lap time of a 1:37 to now setting 150 lap times. I mean, we are now actually losing 13 seconds a lap at the moment to our own best lap time. That's terrible. But we're holding on. We are holding on to this position. We are not going to let them pass. So finally, after 13 laps of this race, we're finally getting lapped. We just got the signal for the blue flag. So we're going to let him through. We're going to go over to the right-hand side. We're going to let him through. He can go past now. And that's going to be the end of our race. Like, there's no chance of us coming back into it, unfortunately. And it's probably for the best because it's pretty much over. I think that's Mark Webber who's going to win the race. Nobody was in the pits on this lap, so there was no chance of me getting any points in today's race. But that ends a very, very disappointing race. We had a chance there to get a really, really good result. But it was out of my hands at the end of the day. Getting that engine failure, it was completely out of my hands. Kubica and Heikki Kovalainen were our two DNFs at the end of the day. Sebastian Vettel wins today's race with Mark Webber in second. Then it's Rubens Barrichello in third. Jana Trulli fourth with Sebastian Bourdais in fifth. Bourdais getting points in fifth place. A really good result for him. Alonso in 6th, PK 7th, Massa gets the final championship point in 8th, with Raikkonen 9th and Jenson Button rounding out the top 10. There's myself down in P13, ahead of Timo Glock and Lewis Hamilton. So a very, very disappointing race for myself. The engine failure just cost me so much time. If I didn't have that engine failure, a race win might not have been on the cards, but a podium definitely would have been. Because everybody from third place down, I think, had that issue. Or maybe even Mark Webber as well, had that issue where they had to make the extra pit stop because they crashed X in the pit lane. So that's really, really frustrating that is what happened. But there was nothing I could do at the end of the day with that engine failure. I couldn't fix it. And, you know, it wasn't a fault of my own. It's just one of those things. It's just a mechanical error that just happens on the game. And unfortunately, it had to happen to me at one of my favourite circuits of all time. But it's disappointing. But we head into Belgium with at least a bit of a positive attitude. Because we had a good race today, even with the engine failure. We had a good race at the start. We made our way all the way up into P4, and we had a good chance of maybe getting some more positions in that race, but unfortunately the engine failure just cost us too much time at the end of the day. So in the championship, we're still in 7th place. We're still 10 points away from Felipe Massa, 11 points away from Kimi Räikkönen. So there's still a chance to maybe get that Sauber seat for next season. But we need to hope that we don't have any more engine failures in the rest of this season. Constructors' Championship then, up to P4 with those points from Sebastian Bourdais. So that moves us up into P4, 2 points ahead of Williams, 4 points ahead of Renault, and 5 points ahead of Toyota. McLaren, unfortunately, moving down for them. They're down in P8 at the moment. But that's it for Valencia. Let's head back to the menus. Right, here we go. Race review after the European Grand Prix. Hopefully, they mentioned the engine failure and it wasn't actually my fault that we were bad here today. A lackluster performance from Hayden Gullis saw the Toro Rosso driver finish the 2009 European Grand Prix without registering a single point. Toro Rosso team management will be looking for an improvement in the next race at Spa-Francorchamps. Of course, you know, it wasn't a good result from me today, but it wasn't my fault. There was nothing I could do with the engine failure. I couldn't nurse it. I couldn't do anything to get the car back home. I mean, I got the car back home, and that's the best that we could have hoped for at the end of the day. But in terms of getting a good result, that was sort of out of my hands. It was just a case of getting lucky and hoping more drivers had that same issue coming out of the pit lane, but unfortunately, they just didn't have it. So at the end of the day, it was no points scored for today's race. But we head to the Belgian Grand Prix, another favourite circuit of mine, and hopefully we can have a very, very good result there. But that's it for the European Grand Prix. If you did enjoy today's episode, don't forget to smash a like on the video. It really helps me out, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for more Rags to Riches free F1 2017 career mode, and of course a whole load of other Formula 1 content as well. And as always, don't forget to leave your comments down below. Tell me what you would have done differently in that situation with an engine failure, because I don't really know what I could have done differently in that situation to try and better it myself. Maybe try to go for the one-stop strategy, but I'd already come into the pits, I think, at that time, or I wouldn't have lasted in terms of fuel to the end of the race. So yeah, I don't think there was an option of that. But let me know down in the comment section below what you thought I could have done differently. But I'll see you next time at the Belgian Grand Prix for round 12 of this 2009 season. But until then, it's goodbye from me.